Well, my name is Hayley, and I am from an American military family. Uh, I grew up mostly with my mom and my sister, and back in the '90s, in my area, like my demographic, it wasn't very common to have like single moms, and I was adopted as a baby, and I always knew that I was adopted. My sister was as well, and I think that like I was always feeling like I just never fit in. Now that I look back, I had those isms really early. I mean, at 5 years old, I was lying, I was stealing, I got in trouble a lot at school. And when I don't know why, I mean, my humor now is it makes kind of sense, but when the therapists and like the social workers would come talk to me at school, I would feed them all sorts of crazy shit because I was just like, all right, she wants to spend this time with me. Like, let me give her a show. Let me give her a story. And I started realizing that I was different, that like literally there was something wrong with me. And I remember just like studying other people and being like, you know, how do I act like a normal person? Like, how do I stop getting in trouble? Because now mom's talking about making me go live with my dad, who I don't know. And how do I like get friends, because I didn't have any. And once I hit high school is when I realized how I could get friends. And it was when I met my best friend, and that was alcohol. So I was now living with my dad because my mom kicked me out. I had a house where I had no rules, no consequences. I had all the liquor anybody could want. There was no BYOB at my house because I had everything. I had no like sense of any concern for my future when I was in high school. Like, all my friends could party and they'd still make it to class on Monday. They'd still make it to their driving test. They'd still make it to SATs. I had no concern for my future whatsoever. I was a whirlwind of destruction. I mean, I it's not like I partied and I was still a nice daughter and a good kid. Like, I was terrible. I was awful to everyone around me. And my parents tried their best, but I was just like, you guys got divorced when I was younger and you guys didn't want me, and everything was everyone else's fault. I was an angry, hurting kid. And I never decided to look within to figure out what was going on. My drug of choice was alcohol, but I mean, I dabbled in everything up until when I hit recovery. It was just benzos, Adderall, and booze all day long, every day. I know one time I was tripping on Coricidin because that was a thing to do. And there was a car accident that happened next to my home. And I just remember running down a highway and like it was just flashing green and red, right? And this car's like upside down. And I don't know what told me that I needed to go try to save these people, but I was just running down this highway, and all I remember is hearing like myself breathing super hard, and the guy in front of me saying like, if you can't keep up, like stay at the car. And yeah, I was tripping on Coricidin and pulled 4 people out of a Subaru that flipped over on the parkway. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm a fucking junkie, but at least I can save some lives. At 25, I decided like I didn't want to be a piece of shit, and I didn't want to just like not care about my life. So I decided to get my life together, and I did. I went to community college. I got a job in administration. I was an executive assistant working for a national company. I was getting all the professional accolades. I was doing the damn thing, I was a mom now. I went through a really bad breakup with my son's father, like a horrible breakup, really ugly. But I realized I had a problem when I tried to stop, and I could not stop. And it was just like this cycle of like trying to stop and then going into withdrawals. I didn't even know there were withdrawals then. And I was hospitalized a couple of times. And I literally was just like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. I was there for my son. I mean, he never was neglected or went without, but I mean, I was putting him to bed and reading him books through tears, because I was so fucking sad. he didn't deserve that. You know, I would hurt myself. He'd become so hyper vigilant. You know, I'd be cooking pasta and I'd knock some salt on the ground and he'd come running over and ask me if I was okay. And it wasn't until I went to rehab that I realized like that hyper vigilant behavior was developed because he had seen me fucked up so many times. When I decided I needed to stop for good, because I was like, this has to be my lifestyle right now. Like, it's not just the stress anymore. It's not just my job. It's not just being a single mom and trying to do it all. Like, I think I have a problem, which was a hard pill to swallow. And then I realized I had to have alcohol in my system, that I could not go. I felt that powerlessness before it even like was a thing that I understood, because I would be going to the liquor store at 11 o'clock in the morning in between meetings, right around the corner from my office. And I'd be like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, anybody from my job could walk in here to grab a candy bar and see me buying alcohol at 11 o'clock in the morning and be like, why the fuck is the CEO's assistant buying alcohol at 11 a.m.? You know, like, I didn't care, but I did care. Like, I cared, but I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I literally could not stop myself from driving there. And that's when it kind of clicked, like, Hayley, this is bigger than you understand. And this was the first time that I had to realize that, like, no one could get me out of whatever. I don't know what this is that I'm in right now. I don't know. I didn't think it was addiction. I thought I just needed to like hit the reset button and chill. And it was wild. But yeah, realizing that I had to have it in my system to function was when I realized that, like, we have a problem. Houston, we have a motherfucking problem. I did some research because my bougie ass was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I looked up luxury rehabs. When I went there, I was just like, oh my God, I overreacted. This was a huge mistake. You know, I lost it because I was like, I don't belong here. Like, I am not turning tricks and slamming dope and doing speedballs all day. Like, I do not belong here. And I lost my shit. And they brought like 3 techs in there to calm my ass down. And they told me, you know, just to think about it, look at the pamphlets, read it. And a woman came in and she was like, you know, you spend your entire life caring for everyone else, your son, your parents, your boss. Right now is a time where you can take care of you. I needed to go to treatment. And so I went and I did exactly what the fuck they told me to do. I sat down in groups. I kept my ears open and I was willing to find a better way. And the more I read this damn book, the more I said, that's me. And yeah, I take my recovery super seriously. Like, I'm not in any disillusion. I could be right in the day one seat, but like today I'm claiming my seat and like I'm here to live because, you know, I had no idea what I was doing. And it was so overwhelming to even think about changing. I had no idea where to start. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to change. I didn't know if I even wanted that, if I deserved that. But you do deserve that. And there is a solution, and you cannot do it alone. If you are the type of alcoholic and addict that I am, you cannot do it alone. Reach out to someone on social media. Reach out, get on a intergroup or interweb. Like, go to an AA meeting. Raise your hand in front of a room full of strangers. Tell them that you have no idea what you're doing. It's your first fucking meeting and that you need to know where to start. Get numbers, call them, get a sponsor. Like, I literally cannot stress this enough. People don't think it's necessary. You need to have a network. Send me a message. I don't give a shit like what day it is, nighttime, what time zone you're in, like wherever you are. If you reach out for help and you have a little bit of willingness, I will log on to a Zoom meeting with you. I will call you. I will text you. I will ask you, you know, what's going on through your head before you pick up. Like, there's thinking about where to start is a lot. So don't think about that. Only think about reaching out and letting someone just figure out what's going on up here and talking you through it. So try it another way, and I promise you it will be okay.